started working for the Ohana Adventure, and that's when I found out how hard YouTube actually is.
Okay, so this door right here opens up. Okay, guys, first we have
Jaine
and Becca, Mr. B.
No, I was born to be on camera.
Yeah. Get busy. Get busy. Everybody get busy. I need y'all to report to the dance floor right this minute.
Good morning. So today's video is going to be a little bit, I don't know, it's going to have some secrets divulged that you have never heard before, which is kind of crazy because you know so much about our family. Before we get started though, if you are new to our channel, we are a huge family that vlogs our days, and we have a challenge channel, and we just have a crazy amount of kids. We have actually 16 kids, 9 are adopted, 7 biological. Anyway, welcome to our channel. Hope you enjoy it. If you are a subscriber, thank you. We love you guys. We are super close to 1 million. So if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe. Okay, so today's video, super exciting. Again, stuff you've never heard before. A room in our house, a whole area of our house you've never seen before is about to be boom, divulged for you all to know. All right, so getting on to the story. So my life was a ton different before YouTube. Like, there is good and there is bad about YouTube. I mean, like, one of the best things obviously with YouTube is I get to work with my family and I get to work with my kids. But one of the hardest things is I have to work with my family and I have to work with my kids. It's difficult at times. My kids, obviously, they have like bad days and good days, and try getting to have like, you know, 15, 16 kids, however many we're filming with that day, to all be in a good mood. It just doesn't, you know, it's rough. And sometimes I'm just like, you know what, if you don't want to be in this video, fine. So some of the videos that you don't see some of the kids, that's probably why. They're probably having a rough day, or they're busy and they have a life outside of YouTube. I try to keep that as much as possible. I try to keep them, you know, going to school and having extracurricular activities and going to dance and going to gymnastics and anyway, sports. And it's hard to keep all of that in line, but I promised myself when I started this that I didn't want our lives to be completely revolving around YouTube. I wanted YouTube to help support our life so that they could go to dance lessons and all of those fun things. Before YouTube, I couldn't afford it. Like, several years ago, Benji and I pretty much lost everything during the housing crash because I was a builder and a designer. I know, I think everyone thinks that Benji was the builder first and I designed for him, but I actually started designing homes on my own. Benji was a developer with his father's company, which was amazing and enabled me to kind of start understanding how it all works. But I started designing a home. I built myself, owner built the home I very first designed for myself, and I learned a ton. Like, I learned where I should have put things and how things line up and just like codes and all of that stuff. I mean, it was a learning ground for me. It took me about 1.5 years, maybe like 11 months to build the house, and I drew the house. Anyway, learned a ton. Started building for friends, started designing homes for friends. Pretty soon I started getting clients and started designing homes for clients, and I started learning, you know, AutoCAD and putting that in, and it was just, my brain just does better with the art side of it. Like, it is like my artwork, honestly, to draw a home. And so I started giving it to, you know, subbing out that portion of putting it in as a drafter. So where that's my art, I couldn't do like the left side of the brain thing where it's drafting. And so I hired a draftsman, and anyway, it just blew up, and that's what I was doing for a living. And Benji was developing and working with his dad's company. And then when all of the housing market crashed, all of our developments crashed, and it was just crazy. And it's a crazy, amazing story is what it is, because our whole lives changed. We had everything like that we wanted of stuff and things, but we had no time for the most important things. And then it just flipped, and it was like we had time, we had no money, but we had time. So I'm just gonna hit the bullet points here of what our life was like. So we had everything we wanted, but nothing we needed. We lost every single thing we had. We were trying to figure out money, and I started a business, and I'm gonna show you that in a minute. I've kept it a secret from YouTube anyway for the whole time I've been on YouTube, but it's a business I had for 10 years along with drawing homes. And then Benji started being a teacher. He was a soccer coach, still is a soccer coach, but I'm gonna tell you more about his life and how he provides for our family in a second video. So watch for that, of how he does it, how he helps support our family and what he does for a living, because I get a ton of questions about that. So I'm going to dedicate a whole video to Benji and what he does and show you exactly what she does, which will be exciting. But needless to say, fast forward, you kind of all know the story if you are a subscriber about how I came home from a walk. I just decided we were going to try to start doing a YouTube channel. How Cassidy was one of the very few kids who supported it. All the little kids supported it. They were freaking out and so excited, but the older teenagers were like, no, like it's going to be so embarrassing. We're going to get made fun of and all these things. And Cassidy was like, you know, Mom, I think we could do it really well and I will help you. So then Kass started helping me. We did our first video. That video took 3 days to film and a lot of hours. And anyway, you're gonna find out some more secrets along the way, because like I was holding a big secret inside, like literally at the time we shot the first one. Anyway, you're gonna find out a lot more secrets as we go throughout this video. But let's cut to a couple of the kids' opinions about YouTube and how things are going, and then I will show you our secret room. Okay guys, first we have
Jaine
and Becca, Mr. B. So guys, I am doing a video which is called What Was Life Like Before YouTube, right?
Okay.
So my questions for you guys are, Becca, you know how we do YouTube now? Do you remember life before YouTube? You don't remember?
Probably.
Yeah, because we started when he was like 3.5, almost 4. What are some of your memories that are maybe different before we started YouTube?
Okay, so I would say the biggest difference, at least for me, is like seeing fans and stuff, and they come up to me with my friends, they're like, hi, and so it's like, I don't know, it's definitely different, and like I'm not used to it even yet, but it's super fun to see you guys and say hi. Make sure you guys do that, I guess. It's just weird that you guys like view us as, I don't want to say famous, but like famous, because I don't feel that way inside, so that's a weird difference, I would say.
Hey Sadie, how's it going?
Pretty good.
Still got your
Arm kind of hurts.
your arm wound, your, what's it called, wound?
Collarbone. Collarbone. Honestly, I think kind of moods. Like I feel like we are more, since we've been practicing like having fun videos to do, and, like having stuff to do all the time, our moods have like always been up, and like we're more activity people.
We're more active?
Yeah. Filming is like a really fun part of the day, and appearance is way better.
Oh really? Well, you always have been beautiful, but maybe now like you make sure that your hair's done and stuff for videos and stuff. Yeah, that makes sense. So before YouTube, did you ever used to like talk to a camera?
Not really.
Not really, right? Did you ever have to like take pictures for thumbnails?
No.
Show me your thumbnail. So show me a classic thumbnail pose. Right? Totally true. Miss Navy, we are filming. Is that something you're used to hearing me saying we're filming? Yeah?
Yeah.
Yeah, I say it pretty often, right? You made your bed nice. Want to sit down? I'm going to give you a little interview. You ready? So, Navy Grace, we are talking about our life before YouTube and after YouTube, right? What is different in your life now that we do YouTube?
The videos took way longer. It would take so long.
Oh, like at the beginning?
Yeah.
Give me, oh, yes. The beginning of YouTube, how long about did it take to film a video?
It felt like 4 hours.
Yeah, like
film a video.
4 to 6 hours. Yes, it was crazy. The one time that we did, and I can put a link right here, we did a trade with the Ohana Adventures house. Like they filmed 2 videos and came back and we're still waiting for us to film the first video, right? We hadn't even finished one. It took us like 3 times as long as Ohana to film, but okay, so that's a good point. Okay, we have Mr. Luke. So I have a couple questions for you. They're simple, they're easy. Is your nose itchy? Nose a little bit itchy. All right, do you remember life before YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah? What was different back then?
Oh, we moved here and we kind of had like a lot of our old stuff from our old house.
Yeah.
And then when we started doing YouTube, we started getting our backyard done faster. We got a lot of other things done. I would wake up, go to school, come back, probably go in, just lay on the couch, get something to eat, and then go hang out.
Sometimes would you do homework?
No. One time I had this.
All right, guys, we have Mr.
Trey.
And so Trey,
Yes.
this video today is about life before YouTube.
Okay.
Okay, can you even remember back then?
Yeah, that's plenty of time.
It's been a couple years, right?
I already have the name ready.
No, you did
I'm
not,
the
you
one
liar.
I'm the one who named the channel.
Okay, so Trey named the channel, guys. So honestly, I remember, Trey, when I told you about that we were gonna do it, your response was very similar to the response in the video. Do you remember what you said? You buried your head in your shirt and you remember what you said before it?
I don't really remember.
I'm no longer a part of this family.
Oh yeah.
We're no longer a part of this family.
You buried your head. All right, and so Trey, you had a secret. Nobody else knew in the whole family, but you had a secret in that very first video. Do you remember what it was?
Gosh, it's so long ago. I remember that.
I was pregnant with Mr. Ledger, right?
Oh yeah.
So honestly, when I said, guys, we need to think of a name, Trey thought of the name, didn't you? And it was kind of with a little bit of like, what's the word, tongue in cheek or whatever, because he knew that we didn't have enough Nelsons. He knew that there was one more Nelson. Huh? He's a good buddy. We like Mr. Ledger. What's different now than back before we did YouTube?
Oh my gosh, where do I even start? For my parents, they were always doing tons of stuff, and like we really didn't get to see them. And then the kids were just always just going crazy. They just always just, everybody's just doing their own thing, you know? I feel like a good thing about YouTube so far, it's like kind of made it so we got a little better organized, I guess. Because I mean, the kids, oh my gosh, they're rambunctious little things, you already know.
Hey guys, it's KENNADEE. So my mom just texted me and she asked me a few different questions. The first one was, what was my life before YouTube? Also, excuse my apartment, it's kind of messy. I'm trying to get everything together for our house. But anyway, so something I did before YouTube was I was going to school full-time, and I also was working as a nanny. I also had a job where I was helping a boy with autism for a while, and that was pretty much my life before YouTube. And I was hoping to be a social worker or a therapist of some type. And now after YouTube, I am married. Well, I guess, well, that's just right now, but I just graduated school and I'm not doing therapy. I graduated with social work and I'm trying to figure out exactly what I want to do with that, but I also have a YouTube channel of myself that helps provide for my family, especially helps me pay for everything while Chase is still in school. And so it's been a big blessing in my life, and it's also been a big blessing with my family.
All right, Elsie, this is take 3 because we keep getting interrupted by other people's noises, right? Another part of fun YouTube. We are interviewing the kids today, and we are asking questions about life before YouTube. So what was our life like before?
So my mom used to take care of kids, and she used to build houses, and my dad used to build houses.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and now that's a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah. All right, guys, so next we have Miss
Delaney.
Jr. Okay, Delaney, we're asking some questions. We are finding out how your life was like before YouTube. What was your life like before YouTube?
I didn't know how to film before.
Didn't know how to film? Did you know how to talk to a camera?
No.
Not really, because that's kind of hard. I didn't either. That was tricky. What was like a normal day like? You would just go to school and
Play with friends.
play with friends. What else?
And do my homework.
Do your homework, play friends, whatever. You never ever really like thought about filming, huh? And now what do you do?
Film.
We film a lot, right? At least once a week, right?
Yeah.
Once, twice a week.
How is my life different from right now than, okay, my life is so much different than I thought it would be. YouTube has really changed my life. I remember like growing up, your teachers always ask like, what do you want to be when you're older? And I never knew. I would like say model, actress, makeup artist. I really liked makeup growing up, but then once I started watching YouTube, and YouTube was like a really big thing when I was like, I don't know, 9 or 10, I started making YouTube videos at a really young age. I really just fell in love with filming, editing. I just like really liked entertainment. I just really liked making people laugh, and I started my YouTube channel out as like some pranks and just like funny things, and it just like really was an outlet for me. Just like, it really was like a creative outlet for me that I just really enjoyed, but I did it for just pure enjoyment and because I loved it. I didn't even know you could make money from YouTube back then. I don't even know still if you could have when I was 10 years old. But all throughout high school, I still did YouTube. Just every once in a while I'd post a video just because I really liked it, and I never thought that it would be my full-time job ever. So like that was never an option for me in high school, and I was really lost on what I wanted to do. I started this like little makeup business, and I would do people's makeup for like weddings and proms and stuff like that. And I did have a passion for makeup, but I just didn't really know where I could go with it, and I didn't really think that it could be like any future thing for me. So I always just kind of relied on, oh, when I get married, whatever my husband will want to do, I'll just help him through whatever career he will want to do, and I'll just kind of have side jobs and not really enjoy anything but just just try to make it month to month, that type of thing. Like, I just thought that that was gonna be my life and my husband was gonna have this career, and obviously that has changed. Me and Josh both do YouTube. YouTube is also my career, which is just amazing. I really love YouTube and I'm so grateful. My life has 100% changed because of YouTube, and so this honestly is like a dream come true for me. But yes, life is a lot different from what I thought it would be. So God always has a plan in store, and it's much greater than what you think. How is life different for you before YouTube?
Well, we didn't have a lot of money, so I remember when we didn't do YouTube, I would always be like, Mom, Dad, can I have your phone? Like the whole time, and I always watched YouTube. I used to say, Mom, I want to be on YouTube, because I watched YouTube videos all the time. When I asked my dad for his phone one time, he was like, would you rather be on YouTube or would you rather watch YouTube your whole life? And I was like, I'm not sure. And then I said, I'd probably rather do YouTube, because then like you can actually do it in real life, and it's actually pretty interesting, because like you get to do fun stuff while you're doing YouTube videos, instead of like just sitting on your couch and watching it, or like sitting on your couch and staring at stuff. It's like, oh, this is gonna be fun, we're gonna do something, and your whole family's with you, so it's like actually very fun to do. Before YouTube, it was really different, because like we didn't have that, like nobody knew us, so like now we have a lot more fans and friends, and yeah.
So what are some things that have changed in your life because of YouTube that are for the better, and some things that are better, like are for the worse?
Better, I feel like there's a lot like more opportunities, and we get to meet a lot more people. Like with GlamourCon, that was really, really fun, or like conventions and things like that. Those have been really cool to see. And then for worse, I guess it's just like your entire life. Like it's not just like a job that's like 8 to 5, whatever. It's like your entire life.
Like every day you're thinking about, oh, we need to film this, or we need to do a picture of that, or we need to...
You feel like sometimes you can't, your experiences that you're going through, you can't really experience them because you're so worried about filming, if that makes sense.
It does.
Yeah.
So some of the hardest parts are maybe like filming like Christmas morning or stuff like that, because it's different, because you're having to think about the camera. And
it's like,
hey buddy,
work instead of the experience.
That makes sense.
Yeah.
Okay, so this door right here opens up, and the reason there is a peephole on there is so we could look at the kids when they were sleeping, and we could leave the bottom part of this door open, you know, or the bottom part of this door shut while kids were in here playing. But this is the part of my house you've never seen before. So this is my daycare. So right here leads down to, this is kind of where their cubbies were. And parents would come in from up that stairs, and they would come in here and sign in their kiddos. Anyway, so back to my story. Benji and I were asleep and the alarm went off, and we're like, that's weird, and it said it was the daycare door. So Benji comes walking down kind of where JourNee's room is now, and hears footsteps walking out of the daycare and downstairs and shutting the door. So scary. And so needless to say, after that I was like, yep, absolutely not sharing that I own a daycare in my home, and also we got cameras everywhere. So now we can record if anything ever happens like that. But, so this is the stairs right here up to the apartment that is above the daycare. That apartment is where Kass and Josh used to be. And guys, remember how she would never say like where she lived or where her apartment was? That's because that scary thing happened when she was up there, and so part of her was like, I don't want people to know I'm above the daycare. Anyway, so now they've moved to Arizona, so I can share with you that that's where the apartment is above the daycare, but you've never seen like kind of this area that leads to it, so this is kind of fun. JourNee, want to show them around the daycare? So JourNee worked in the daycare a couple times, right?
Yes, I did. It was fun.
A few weeks here and there. So this is a fun little, and boy, guys, did this ever get used? Because, I mean, you can see there's like owies in the walls and stuff, because we had a bunch of kids in here for several years and we had lots of fun. So there, of course, is little accidents. So we have like a fun little playhouse there. This is like a fun little kitchen area we played in. This is kind of the baby area to kind of keep them away from the other kiddos. Our baby toys are all in here, accessible to them. These are our napping blankets and the fun balls. We have like a blow up thing. Our huge Legos, and I literally just stopped doing this about a month ago, and so it's all like here still and like all kind of laying out where we had it. So it's kind of crazy. But I was gonna quit about, well, right before COVID happened. I was actually going to kind of wrap up and finish up doing daycare then, but then with COVID happening and so many of my parents really needing daycare and so forth, and some of the ladies who worked for me obviously really still needing a job, and so we just decided to continue it for another 1.5 years, and so that's what we did. So we just barely closed it. There's the gates, they used to be up right there, and some more fun blocks, rocking chair. This is where lots of fun stuff happened, all of our art projects and all of our eating, and they have all their chairs still lined up. This is the bathroom in here, and it's a little messy because JourNee's taking it over now. This is the changing table. You can see out in our backyard from there. And this is, yeah, you probably should have cleaned up your bathroom, JourNee. Sheesh.
Well, it was good. It was worse than.
Oh, really? Oh.
It is now.
Oh dear. Okay, and this is the kitchen. Looks like sometimes JourNee comes in here to have late night snacks. Yeah, like this is like a full-fledged, full-running daycare that none of you have ever seen in any of our house tours. And so it's kind of fun to finally show you now. But so this is what I did for a living for 10 years. So ever since kind of I think it was right around 2011, 2010 is when I started, and that's when Navy needed daycare, and that sparked this whole thing. And I'm so grateful for all my daycare parents and the cute kiddos that we cared for. It was just such a fun time and such a neat time to be a part of their lives and a part of them growing up. Some of them now are like 13 and 14, and I'm like, ah, I had you when you were 3. And so anyway, it's kind of been a special part of my life. And now that chapter is closed because we do YouTube full time now. YouTube takes a lot of our time, and so as you can imagine, it was gonna be too hard to run a daycare and keep YouTube going. And so this is the second thing that I used to do before YouTube. What would you say are some of the things that have gotten better since we've been doing YouTube, or that you like better about our lives since we've been doing YouTube?
It's gonna sound pretty shallow, but money has gotten way better.
Oh yeah, like for a family.
And it's easier to work, and it teaches us how to work. So I feel like our gratitude has gone up with everything because I remember when we used to have like we were pretty good, but like it was just hard keeping up with stuff. Like not even for me, I wasn't even stressed at the time. I was like 5, but like they would always be like running around trying to get stuff done and everything. And then once we started finally doing YouTube, everything was like more easy and like
financially. Yeah. What's been harder since we've been doing YouTube?
At first it was attitudes that was hard, but now it's kind of easy for me.
At first, was it hard for you?
Oh, hi Ledge.
Hi Ledger. Hi. Hey, what do you like about YouTube? Oh, you like that balloon? Do you like YouTube, Ledger? Oh, good job. Do you like YouTube?
One thing that's harder is definitely school. Trying to because there is people that are gonna bully you about certain things.
True.
And it is hard, but it does make you more tough with things.
So you've had people at school that aren't kind about it, or kind of whatever.
I'll admit I could be pretty bratty too, but it's just hard because people tease you. They're like, oh, it's so cringy or anything, and it's like, well, you try doing it for once. You'll see how hard it is.
It's hard, right? And sometimes cringy is okay.
Yeah, guys.
It is what it is, people.
So all the haters out there, back off.
What you guys?
Oh, definitely more trips.
Yes.
I love the trips that we get to go on from sponsors or anything, like that one Disney trip.
Yeah.
You should go watch that video. It was really fun.
Yeah.
And that's where we got that.
Yeah, that's where you got that. Hello. Hi, buddy.
Hi, Ledge.
So have you gotten used to being on camera?
Yeah.
At first, was it kind of hard?
No, I was born to be on camera.
That's so true. I mean, look at that face. It was born for a close-up. I totally have gotten more comfortable on camera. At first, it was really kind of awkward.
It makes you just be yourself more honestly, because you're already I'm already showing myself to the whole entire world. And, you're taking my spotlight, Ledger. Move. Gosh. Okay.
Yeah. Remember, attitudes. Just kidding. So tell me, what is a hard part of having YouTube?
Well, of course, daycare is no longer a thing anymore.
Yeah, we used to do daycare. Yeah, for sure. That's a big change.
Yeah, that's a really big change. Filming all the time.
Filming,
filming and you want to do your own thing, but then mom says you've got to film.
So true. So true. You're all grungy and you want to just go play at the park or chill with the dogs or whatever,
Yeah,
take them on a walk. And what do I say?
All of a sudden, oh, it's time to film, and you're like, oh, come on.
Please go get ready. Go do your hair cute, JourNee. Go get cute for the day, right?
Oh, yeah.
You look super cute for the day, by the way. Okay, and so that's the hard part. So what are some of the maybe harder parts of being a YouTube family?
So sometimes I'm like at my friends and then my mom will call me and say that I have to film. So then that's kind of hard too. And then like she'll ask me to like get ready for like pictures or like just like take them. I mean just like film a YouTube video.
Yeah, or to take like a picture for Instagram. Yeah. And is that kind of annoying?
Yeah, kind of.
Yeah, like this morning I had to wake up Navy, and well, she was already awake, but I had to be like, okay, get a swimsuit on. We have to take this thumbnail for last week the swimming pool, and you were like not having it. She was like, I don't want to get in my swimsuit. I'm not in the mood. I know, it's hard. Like, it's funny because probably everyone thinks, oh, it's such a glamorous life. Like, it's so easy and so fun. But sometimes you're just not in the mood and you have to still, like, put on a happy face. Show us your thumbnail face.
I always do this.
Yeah, totally. All the thumbnail faces, right? And Navy's really good at thumbnails, and so she gets picked a lot to be in the thumbnails. But yeah, that part is, it's work, right? You know, when you want to be hanging out with your friends, you have to come home and film. That makes it more like work. So,
We have to film like almost 4 times a week. When we do that, if it's even a summer or school days, sometimes we can't even hang out most of the week. But except for Fridays and Saturdays, we get to hang out.
yeah, you get to have hangout days those days. And Monday night's family night.
Yeah.
But we sometimes film on either Tuesday or Wednesday or both, and then sometimes Saturday morning, right?
Yeah.
Definitely just like finding time to film with everything.
Yeah, that makes
And then the organization of filming. Oh my goodness, the kids are always, one kid always has something that's going wrong, and then
Yeah,
it leads
so true.
to filming taking way longer than it's supposed to be.
Right.
And then, I mean, that's usually like kind of the gist of it.
What do you think are the good parts of being able to do YouTube?
It's definitely made it so I've gained a better bond with like my younger siblings and that. Really don't realize how like separate you can be from everybody, because everybody's not all like jumbled together at once. Like,
Yeah.
it's like literally like there's so many people. You like literally just meet a new person every day in this house. I'm just joking.
Yeah, but when you're together filming, you're like, you know, you're talking and you're working. And do you remember how long our videos used to take in the very beginning?
Like 3-4 hours,
Yeah, right.
maybe even 5. Gosh.
So true, so true. And now we're pretty
Yeah,
fast.
we usually
but
take like
it's
2.
Yeah,
Something like
so,
that. It depends on the video really, but it's better.
Yeah.
One of the things that's kind of hard is it is hard sometimes to share your whole life through YouTube. I think a lot of times I always want to show like the best things, like the perfect me or like my perfect day, but sometimes that's not how life is. There's a lot of hardships and sometimes it's hard to be vulnerable on YouTube. And so finding that balance of being vulnerable but not too vulnerable, but also trying to stay away from being perfect, like and trying to show my perfect life, which is not real. And so those are like the hard things.
And so what part of YouTube do you like?
Like when we win things and stuff.
Oh yeah, like challenges?
Yeah.
What have you won before? Have you won any challenges?
Yeah.
Which challenges?
The yoga one where I got everybody's electronics.
Oh, that was a good one. All right, again, another interruption, right? That's the hard part. Yeah, take 4 of this part. Can you tell me what things you don't like about doing YouTube?
Like when we had to like get everybody before we start on YouTube.
Yeah, like gathering. Like how long does it take to gather everybody?
It takes like 1 hour.
So Presley was with Cassidy, right? I'm tired. Okay, so the hardest part are gathering everybody to you, right? Because it's frustrating, right? Because you get like 6 kids and then like all of a sudden you're trying to get the 7th and all of a sudden 2 of the 6 that you already got left. Kind of like herding sheep, or rather trying to gather kittens. Like they're just all over the place. Show me how you would gather kittens. Yeah, that's like, and then one slips out here and then another one runs over there and then you try to gather one there and then another one runs over there. Yep, it's like gathering kittens for a bath that they don't want to take. So, what do you like about YouTube?
Do fun challenges and win stuff.
Yeah, that part's kind of fun. Do you like filming with all your brothers and sisters?
Sometimes.
Sometimes. Sometimes not so much.
So what is the hardest part about YouTube? I remember always thinking like high school, oh my gosh, I wish I could be a YouTuber. It's probably such an easy job. You just post videos and whatever. But I was so wrong. Oh my goodness. I started working for the Johanna Adventure, and that's when I found out how hard YouTube actually is. I actually went home one day after working for them and I told my mom, wow, I don't think I'll ever want to do YouTube. And I just told my mom that because honestly I could see how hard the Johanna Adventure was working with their filming, and I was doing some of their back work for them, and there's just like so much like behind the scenes that like nobody knows unless they're a YouTuber, especially when it comes to like brand deals and just things like that. But obviously I didn't listen to that because now we're here, now we're doing the full-time YouTube. But for me, I think the hardest thing is just trying to balance YouTube and other things in my life. I feel like YouTube really is just my life, and it's hard to kind of like put work lower than like the things that are more important. And so I would say that's the hardest thing about YouTube. And it's hard because you never want to disappoint your viewers, and so you really do feel like I need to post a video when I tell my viewers I need to post a video because they're ready, they're waiting to watch it, and you kind of feel like that responsibility, which can be a good thing and a bad thing. I just think basically just balance is the hard thing. Like always put more important things above work and above YouTube. And yeah, I would say that would be definitely the hardest thing for me, and I think it is also for my mom. What's the hardest part about doing YouTube?
So like when you want to win and you can't win, like if it's a good prize and you can't win, I just get so sad because I like if she tells me the prize before I
like in a challenge?
Yeah, like in challenges. If my mom or Cassidy tells me a prize before we win, if I don't win, then I'll be sad because I want to know like both ways. I like just want to get the prize because I know it will either be really good or be really bad. But like it's interesting to know where the prize is. So I always want to know what it is.
Yeah, that's a hard thing about YouTube. Not winning always.
But I've been winning. I've been winning lately. A little bit of challenges.
That's a cute answer. What's the hardest part about doing YouTube?
The hardest part, I need to think about this one. I feel like when I'm not in the best of mood, like I don't want to film. So that's kind of hard, but like everything else is pretty fun to do. And when I'm in a really good mood, I really like it. It's really fun.
And what are the biggest blessings that you think we've gotten from YouTube?
Biggest blessings. Financially, for sure, it's helped our family a lot. Like I said, the opportunities that we get, and
I love other video when Cassidy says brownies.
And Cassidy says brownies. Oh, that's one of our very first videos when you were just a little baby, huh? You was like just barely 3.
3.
Yeah, you were only 3.
I was 3.
Yeah. So Jaine, if you remember back in the video, he's talking about, a lot of people ask like, why did Jaine hold up a book? Was she not, do you remember what the plan was at the beginning? Do you remember what the plan was?
well, originally I didn't want to do it very much, and so my mom's like, we won't show your face. And so we were gonna make it like a big secret, but it didn't.
It just didn't work out. So we were gonna like have her like holding up the book the whole time and only show like the top of her eyes or whatever, and just kind of always kind of have her face hidden for the first few, but then
That really wouldn't have worked.
yeah, it wouldn't have.
At first I was a little nervous about like what people would do and think about me, but after like everyone just like knew and it wasn't as big of a deal as I was expecting.
So then you're okay with having your face on camera?
Yeah.
Well, that's good because it is a beautiful face. So
The notification bell.
hit the
Notification bell. We'll finish on that one. The big thumbs up.
That's definitely something that is new because of YouTube.
TikTok.
The kids are so funny. Even like a 5-year-old Beckham could do the outro, huh? Can you do outro? Ready, go.
Like them love.
What's next?
The notification bell for us on TikTok, Facebook, and Instagram.
Oh, and you forgot, give us the
Big thumbs up and maybe share and blow on TikTok because ours got banned.
He even knows that part of the outro.
Wow. Wow.
All right, good job, guys.
Everything, like even our house.
So true.
Our backyard for sure, but like be thankful for everything, but not try to be too prideful of everything and like and asking for too much, even if like, cause I feel like if you just all of a sudden go up, and that's how it worked with us, like people just forget about their old life. And it's good to remain humble and everything, because you can't, like, even though YouTube has given us anything, Heavenly Father has helped a lot with it, like big time. Like we wouldn't even be here with anything if it wasn't for all of that stuff.
What would happen if all of the monetary stuff got taken away?
We would still have our family and everything that we need to like survive and everything, but YouTube is just a huge part.
Added to the fun part,
Yeah.
right?
It's added a lot of adventures, a lot of new things.
You're just being crazy.
Give a big thumbs up, you guys.
Say, give big thumbs up. Oh,
Say subscribe.
No.
Even though YouTube is like a big part of our life, the most important thing that's with me right now is my family and keeping us all together and vlogging our life and just seeing how this whole thing turns out, because family is much more important than anything else.
Then all the other stuff, huh?
Yeah, all the
So
other gadgets and gadgets.
And your room makeover, right?
Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna lie. I mean, this is pretty important. It's where I sleep. My mom made it, and that's part of my family.
Yeah, true.
So, family with me every time.
Good job, Sadie. All right, say
Okay.
bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
The blessings is definitely in our financial state.
Yeah, that's helped a lot.
Like it really helped pay for like basically everything.
Like
for
room
food,
makeovers.
for everything.
Yeah.
When we film, it's fun because everybody's home, everybody's interacting with each other. That's one of the best things about filming. I give it a thumbs up.
A big thumbs up, right?
Yeah. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok.
Lots of practice doing that, huh? All right, thanks, JourNee.
I got like a new room,
Yeah, that's always a good blessing.
and we got a lot of things. We have made enough money to like go on vacations
That's
and go out to
true.
dinner and stuff.
That's true, because a family as big as ours, like, even just going out to dinner is $250, right? And to go on a family trip is like 10,000, you know, like a lot of money. So that's a huge blessing, right? Is it actually, like, I know there's a lot of work in each video. Do you actually have some good memories of filming like fun videos together, like that when you watch now and you're like, oh, I remember that?
Yeah.
That maybe at the time.
I watched them and I'm like, why was I crying? Like, it's not that big of a deal.
But I got out of a challenge.
Like the jump outs when I started crying. I'm like,
You
why
did?
was I crying?
Oh, man.
It was because of my braces, and then
Oh.
I'm like, guys, it was just because of my
Yes, I know. It's funny how you kind of change as you start doing it. But at first, you guys took it really seriously when you get out of a challenge. There's a lot of videos where the kids have kind of gotten a little angry when they were out of a challenge.
like they cry really bad. And then
We had to even stop filming. Awesome. All right. Well, thank you so much, Navy, for your interview. But what are the big blessings we've received from it?
We got some money so we can buy groceries and get some new clothes.
Yeah.
And instead of just getting worn down, handy-down clothes.
Hand-me-downs. So true. It's so true. Like, guys, okay. But I remember one year when we had $1,000 for school clothes, which sounds like a ton, right? It sounds like a ton. But not when you have, I think we had 12 kids going to school at the time. So that equals like less than $100 per child. And the little kids, that was like almost enough. But for the older kids, just their backpacks are like $30 to $40. I mean, it was a lot harder, right? It was a lot harder. Now they're able to get 2 or 3 or 4 outfits even, and a backpack, and maybe even a couple pair of shoes, and so that's huge. And then groceries. A lot of my kids will remember groceries because we had to be really careful with groceries, right? And like I told you guys before, I remember sitting in the parking lot and I just had like $20-something to my name, and I was like, this has to last for groceries for an entire like 3 days for my huge family. And so that is a huge blessing. That's a huge relief. Awesome. So I love all the blessings and all of the different things that you've had for YouTube. Are you glad we do YouTube?
Yeah.
Yeah, Luke is one of the ones, if you watch the beginning one, he was excited to do YouTube. You were. And if you watch that one, he was dancing in it, right? Because he said our channel should be Move It With Luke or whatever. Yeah. Anyway, all right, next child. So what are you most grateful about YouTube? Like, what is something that you're really grateful about it?
It's just like given our family just like huge opportunities, I guess, like for everything. So like without it, like I couldn't really like imagine how life would be right now. You know?
Yeah.
It's cool.
It's be a lot different because big vacations are a lot of money with lots of kids, and we've been able to go on fun vacations. And anything else you want to say?
Just subscribe down below. You already know.
Good job, Trey.
Yeah.
Okay, say
Thanks,
bye.
you guys. See you later.
But overall, I love YouTube. It's been such a great blessing for me and my family, and it's helped me to reach out to people and to share kind of who I am.
All right, Elsie, is there anything else? What are you most grateful for with YouTube?
Gonna do YouTube and that we get a lot of views.
We get a lot of views. You're thankful for our views. Will you tell our subscribers, thank you for viewing us, subscribers?
Thank you for viewing my subscribers.
Yeah, right, okay. All right, and you know how to do an outro, huh? Show me your most happiest, energetic outro. Ready, go!
Thank you guys for watching Not Enough Nelsons. Make sure you give this video a big thumbs up, subscribe down below, hit that notification bell. Follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Bye guys!
So, what are the biggest blessings you think you've received from YouTube?
My mom used to work on the houses and stuff, and now she works for us.
Yeah, with you guys, huh? So that's a good blessing. Yeah. So sometimes it's great to work together, and other times it's kind of hard, huh? All right, show me your best outro. Ready? Throw on the energy. Here we go. Ready, 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 go!
Make sure you subscribe down below, hit that notification bell, give this video a big thumbs up. Make sure you follow us on Instagram, Facebook, and TikTok. Bye!
Wow, you gotten good at those, huh? Yeah. That's something that's different, huh? Good job, LiLee.
How has YouTube blessed our lives? For me, in countless ways. Like, I don't even know where to start. I remember my mom and dad, our family, we were really struggling with money for quite a while. And I remember every single month, my parents would be wondering like how they're gonna make ends meet that month. I would hear them talk about it. And honestly, somehow every single month, God made it work out. We were able to make ends meet and everything worked out. And so when this idea of YouTube started, I really do feel like God had a very big role in starting YouTube, and I think that it was fully from God that we should start YouTube. I had a really peaceful, good feeling about it, and now I thank God every single day for blessing us with YouTube. I'm just so grateful for everyone who supports us, all of you guys watching. I just know like I am so grateful for you guys. It's the truth. We wouldn't be anywhere if it wasn't for you guys watching our videos, and so I really just want to say thank you for blessing our family. You guys have been such a blessing to our family and to me, and even to my future family. Like, you guys have been such a big blessing, and I just really want to thank you guys for supporting and watching our videos. And once again, I am so thankful for Heavenly Father for providing this opportunity in our lives and giving us this platform, because I know 100% that this is all God's doing, and I'm really grateful for YouTube. It's blessed my life. I could go on and on about how it's blessed my life, but I won't bore you guys to death. But just know I'm extremely grateful for you guys and for YouTube, and this has just been an amazing journey so far, and I can't wait to continue doing YouTube for hopefully many years more.
Well, my mom gives us money in our bank accounts, so I really like that about it. And also, I always get to do something fun on a day, and I get to spend a lot of time with my family and do some fun stuff with everyone. So, like, there's been so many, I just can't think of one. Before YouTube, we couldn't have any birthday party because we didn't have as much money, and then because of you guys, we now can, like, we can go on trips, we can have birthday parties, we can do lots of fun things. So thank you guys so much for watching our channel.
Okay guys, so you have heard from most everybody. Let's see, I don't think you heard anything from Bridger. He hasn't sent me his footage yet. He is super busy working several hours away. You didn't hear from LiLee. She's on a fun vacation with friends, and again, it's about letting them live a life, right? But LiLee's probably answers would be really similar to the same, like, you know, it's a lot of work, but we get paid well for our work, and we just have to try to keep the balance. And so that's the hard part, is keeping balance of not working too hard, but still having money for the fun things of life and be able to have lessons and things. So anyway, thank you so much, guys, for watching. We love you all so much. Thank you so much for subscribing and giving thumbs up and comments when they are not enabled. We love your comments. We love you all. Have a wonderful day. Mwah.